Today we're gonna make the best pumpkin cupcake recipe. It is a soft, tender pumpkin cupcake that's topped with a cinnamon, cream cheese, maple buttercream. It is super silky and luscious, and the whole thing is absolutely amazing. If you're enjoying this video, please hit the subscribe button below and click the bell icon so that you're notified every time I post a new and delicious recipe. Let's get into it. Okay, step one of pumpkin cupcakes. We're gonna whisk together our dry ingredients, you know. We've got our AP flour, baking powder, kosher salt, and then pumpkin spice mix. You can get my recipe up there, or in the recipe in my blog, I will drop, you know, kind of another option to like mix it just for this. But we are gonna use a tablespoon plus a teaspoon, because bring on the pumpkin spice. Whisk. Oh, smell that spice. Yes, smells like fall in my kitchen. And now we are going to cream our butter. Now my butter, oh, cool, she softened. Imagine that. Now you know how hot it is in here. So we've got our butter. I'm gonna put that in the bowl of the stand mixer here. I'm gonna make sure that it is soft. I just wanna make sure that it all kind of breaks up, and if it doesn't, then we'll use a blowtorch. So silky smooth. Okay, now we're at our sugar. So I've got light brown sugar, yes, and granulated. And I'm gonna cream that in. It's a lot of sugar. Know that. Scrape it down. Just remember that dark brown sugar or light brown sugar do not cream like granulated sugar, and so it is going to be a little denser looking just because of the properties of that sugar. So it's not going to get super light and fluffy. Alright, so it has lightened a bit, and we are ready to start adding our eggs. So go ahead and get that going, and we're going to add them one at a time, or however they fall out of your bowl. Today I'm showing you what happens if you add your eggs too fast. It's soup. Okay, just go ahead and give it a scrape. Make sure they beat in there really nicely before you add the next. Last one, best one. Now we're gonna add our vanilla along with this egg. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and add my pumpkin at this stage. Okay. Oh. If you add your eggs too fast, your batter will curdle. And here we are. So we're going to start adding our dry and our wet alternating. So I've got buttermilk that I'm going to alternate with the dry ingredients that we just so lovingly whisked together. Am I concerned about the curdling? No. Does it change the texture, like the final texture a little bit? Slightly, but they're cupcakes. They're pumpkin, they're spiced, we're excited. And we're going to cover them in cream cheese frosting. Plus it'll come together when you add everything else, so it's fine. We're fine. Now I like to finish these batters by hand, especially in these kind of small mixers, because they, you know, has a tendency to overmix before. Alright, so go ahead and scrape it down. We're going to just go ahead and finish folding it in by hand. And we're folding. So, this recipe makes 14 muffins. I only have one muffin pan. No, it doesn't make muffins, it makes cupcakes. Alright, this recipe makes 14 cupcakes. It just does. So, go ahead and line your cupcake pan with cupcake liners of choice. And now we're going to portion our cupcakes. So I'm going to go ahead and just use a scoop here just to make it a little bit easier. Make sure it gets in each one. So we're going to fill them about 2/3, 3/4 of the way full. If you overfill them, then they'll get a little domed on top, but honestly, I say the more the merrier when it comes to cupcake. You know, Voila. Okay, so our cupcakes are in there, and I preheated my oven to 350 degrees convection, and I'm gonna pop these in there. They're gonna bake like 12 to 16, 18 minutes. It depends on your oven, depends on the day, depends on how they're feeling. I don't know how they're feeling today, so we're gonna find out. I'm gonna check in 8, because nothing bad can happen in 8. And they're out. They baked about 13 minutes. You want to make sure that you test them with a cake tester. Go ahead and kind of stick it in there, pull it out, and there should be just a few clinging crumbs on it. If it comes out clean, then they are definitely done, and you should immediately take them out of their tin, right? Because they're going to keep cooking because this is hot. So we're going to go ahead and kind of take them out. I don't really feel like dumping them, so we are just going to lovingly take them out like this. If you would like help, good friend Offset is a great way to kind of get in there and pull it out so that you don't have to touch it with your delicate fingers. Not all of us have, you know, no feeling left in their fingertips. Okay, now they're all out, and there they are. So now we're gonna let them cool completely. Now if you wanna break into one right now and pretend it's a muffin, I'm not gonna judge you. But we do need to let them cool completely before we ice them. So in the meantime, I'm gonna make my go-to cream cheese frosting, and we're gonna like doctor it up with some maple syrup and some cinnamon, but that's my kind of go-to base recipe. So as these cool, we're gonna make that frosting, and then we'll get a frosting. So our cupcakes are totally cool, and we are ready to ice them. So I have made a batch of my cream cheese buttercream here, and I am going to just add additional flavorings. So I've got cinnamon. Go ahead and just put on some cinnamon in here. Yep, I'm gonna start with about 1/4 teaspoon, and then a little bit of maple syrup. You could use maple extract if you like, if you have it. I don't, so I'm just gonna use real maple here, which I got in Vermont, by the way. So she fancy. Oh yes, this looks delightful. Now I would love to back out of some of the sugar, the 10x that's in this recipe before I add the maple syrup, but unfortunately the confectioner sugar is what gives this buttercream its stability, like an American buttercream, and so you can't really do that. You can add some salt. You can make it like a salted maple cream cheese buttercream situation, which there's no shame in that game either. Oh shoot, that's delicious. Okay, let's get it frosted. Okay, so I've got a piping bag here. I fitted it with an 808, so an Ateco 808, which is just a very large round tip, because I'm gonna do a little kind of like fun swooshy situation, and then I'm gonna fill it with maple syrup because it's like waffles or something, I don't know. But that's where my mind went. So I'm gonna put all this in here. Very excited about all this cream cheese frosting. Totally eat it with a spoon, but today we are classy, and we're not gonna do that. Let's see. You could totally stuff these if you like. You can maybe fill it with some salted caramel sauce. I mean, even honestly, an apple filling like I did in my caramel apple cupcakes would be super delicious. Now, you can see that I actually twisted my bag like that and stuck it inside if it tipped, and that keeps it from actually, you know, kind of getting frosting all over my kitchen before I'm ready to use it. So I'm going to go ahead and open up that valve and get some down in the tip there. And then I'm going to just kind of start in the center and then work my way out like so. Now there's the amount of frosting that looks good and like cute in photos, and then there's like the amount that you should actually maybe want to eat with your cupcake. I like to ride that line, you know, just pushing the edges here. And there you have it. Now we could perhaps dust a little artful cinnamon on top, or pumpkin pie spice. That's what we're gonna do. Yes. Decided. It's decided. Love it. Okay. It's time to try! Yes, that deserved a leap. Okay, Now, I am pretty stoked about this situation that's happening right here. I'm just gonna dig in. Look at this beautiful cake. Oh my goodness. Okay, here we go. Oh my gosh. It is soft and moist and tender. And it's like super moist in there. Do you see that? It's like a nice dense crumb, which is how I like my cakes. With like that soft, silky, smooth buttercream that has like hints of maple and cinnamon in it. Ooh, yes. Fall.